As a restorative dentist, our success often hinges upon the relationships we have with our team members and the ability to collaborate in order to provide the best results for our patients. Certainly one of those team members that's really important to make sure you're on the same page with. A dental lab that shares the same philosophy for occlusal design as well as smile design. Today I'm here to visit with Smile Designs by Rego, which is a lab in beautiful Southern California that is owned by two brothers, Juan and Nelson, who are outstanding clinicians and are at the top of their game. Let's go in and see what they have to offer.
Welcome to Smile Designs by Rego. It's always fun when a dentist comes to visit the laboratory so we can check each other's systems to make sure that we provide the optimal treatment for our patients. The more I know about what you do as a dentist and the more you know what that we do as a laboratory, the better outcomes that we provide for our patients. So with that, I'd love to give you a tour. Come on in.
Thanks. So Nelson, what is it about your lab that gives dentists the opportunity to be more successful?
Well, from the beginning, we felt that it was important for us to take the same kind of programs as a dentist. So Dawson programs, Hoist programs that allow us to understand the challenges that doctors have every day. Also to understand the comprehensive care and what happens when our end of it isn't well thought out. It makes it a very difficult time for your patient. And so the more we can know about the chairside procedures, the easier the delivery will be, the more satisfied your patients will be.
So Nelson, what kind of technology do you have available in the lab that helps dentists achieve the best results?
Well, it's been quite the change in the last 5 years. 5 years ago, we bought our first small mill, and with the success that we had with that and what dentists reported that things were going better and smoother, we've since expanded. So we have a digital printer from Carbon, we have a PM7, which is a large mill from Ivoclar, and we have two smaller mills as well. And so now we're up to 4 mills and 5 design stations and 2 scanners, and our printers. So we now have the ability to almost not have plaster in the lab if every doctor had a scanner. The funny thing is dentists will say, gosh, a scanner, intraoral scanner is $25,000. That's a lot of money. Let me show you what we have to have on our end to make your scanner work. So this is our newest mill. It's a PM7. It can mill as 5 axes and it has up to 35 degrees of angulation. So if you had a case that had divergent preparations or implants to 35 degrees, we can actually manage that with this mill. It can mill wet and dry, it can mill over the night, it can mill on the weekend. It can mill 8 different pucks of material all concurrently. And so it really is an automated system, much more than anything we've ever seen before. So this is the Carbon printer. In my mind, it's the state of the art in dentistry today. It can print not just very quick models, but also very accurate. It's a system where it's being monitored 24/7 through the internet, so they can actually tell me when something's wrong with my printer, and we've had someone show up and say, I'm here to fix your printer, and we didn't even know there was something wrong with our printer. As you can see, it just finished its cycle, the resin dripping off, and then what really sold it to me was the fact that I can put my foot under and the door opens. So that's pretty neat. So here we are at our design station. Some of the great things that have happened just in these last 5 years, besides the efficiencies, is the ability to get information in a much easier and more consistent way. For example, a face roll now is something of an archaic way of doing things because we can get a digital recording and then take that restoration and then put it in a digital articulator and then go through all the movements. We're going to even do the movements with our design. We can do the movements with a incisal guide table that is based off the temporary that we scan in with the case. So it's a lot easier for the practitioner. Of course, also another big benefit is that we can get on TeamViewer and look at the design as a team and collaborate with the doctor, with the specialist. So we have a very comprehensive case. We can get a lot of people together and have a meeting about the treatment plan, whereas before we were mailing models and wasting a lot of time. Much more efficient process. So oftentimes when people ask, is the artistry in dentistry gone? Are we just now milling things and seeing them? The answer is really no. What the milling allows us to do is get rid of the tedious part of dentistry. So let's think of a restoration as 100%. 80% of that restoration is almost always the same. So if we could take the engineering part, the hand waxing, the pressing and all that and mill it, and then all the ceramist has to do is cut back and layer, it's it's a lot more efficient way of doing cases because the ceramist can do the artistry and the engineering part can be done by the machines. So it allows the ceramist to get more things done and work more on the artistic side because the mechanical milled part is already done.
So you pick a spot. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's here, here. You pick a spot. You click on that spot. You hold it. Then you come down to the auto, and you click on that spot. Then you bring it back right about more or less spot, and you can see how it's telling you 95.
Right.
Right. So we need to get to the card, which is 79. So we hit minus till we get to 79. Keep coming down, down, plus or minus 5. Okay. 79. Perfect. So I lock it in. Now it's locked in. Now I open the ePilot, which is down here. Now it's going to tell me choose a ceramic. Choose a ceramic system. And what this guy developed is he was able to develop using Emax Ceram, Creation, Lisi, GC, ZRFS, Noritake, BMK, and so forth. So we'll go Emax as one of the popular. So we pick that. Then we put our arrow roughly at the equator of the tooth, which you say that's about it. Now we go Command L, and there's our formula. So now, if you look at these numbers, it's telling you the ingot you need to choose is MOO. The enamel is TI1, even though the enamel effects it's not going to tell you. You have to create that. The ceramist artistic ability has to create that, right? And it's telling you you need 2 parts of A3, and the stump it's assuming is ND5. So now what you do is the L, the luminosity, is telling me it's 65.798. For me to get that luminosity, I need to add E17, 13 parts, which look like this. Okay. So we take our little devices and instruments, and the E17 is the anthrite. Then the E21 is basic red, and then the yellow E22 is the yellow. And so what it's saying is that the dentins that are A2, A3 do not match what this tooth is. So we need to add to this formulation 7 parts of E22 for the B, which is the yellow. We need to add 11 parts of E21, which is the red. And we need to add 13 parts of E17, which is the gray, and it should bring us to 65.78. We add that to the dentin, and then we go ahead and proceed building the crown.
Now this is assuming a crown that's probably 2 millimeters thick.
It's going to be at least 2 millimeters thick. It's
Yeah.
going to be basically the MOO core is going to be basically a PFM style shape core.
Right.
That's it. Then the ceramist uses this mixture, which this is mixed into this dentin. Now A3 becomes this customized dentin material.
So what happens with the sitch when you've got an underlying tooth structure that is going to influence the overall color of the restoration because the restoration is thinner?
Well, then at that point we have to figure out how we're going to block that out.
Okay. I mean, obviously that's accommodated for in the virtual try-in.
That's right.
But it's not accommodated for in
No.
selecting the ceramic.
Right.
And,
So if this tooth was black, then the only way I could do is I could do an eLab reading off the prep. So if ePilot do it off that, I could find them more or less. But it's telling me it's ND5, and it's pretty close. ND5 is really close. That's the stump there.
Right.
It's telling me that it's reading, that if we were to take the dentin enamel off that, and we were prep it to that size, we'd have very similar color, and it's pretty accurate.